Okay, welcome everybody. Team training. What's today? 24th? Is that right? October 24th. So normally it's, if you're joining us tonight, which I hope you are, or watching the recording, usually we've been doing our trainings on the first and third Thursday of the month. But this week we pushed it back a week, and luckily we have a longer month. So we still have a whole week left of October, but we pushed it back a week because we just had scheduling conflict. We had a Zoom the night before, so that was a bit to ask for everybody to hop on another night when we already have our Monday trainings too. And I'll just plug that because if you haven't hopped on to one of our Monday trainings, first they're recorded, which is great, but it's always better to be on live, right? We always try to be on live. I mean, my almost 5 years of coaching, it's probably just a handful of times that I've had to actually miss a training. And sometimes, it's not as convenient, right? Like you just put in your headphones and maybe you're hiding with the family at a game or whatever, but you're still trying to listen in and just be kind of part of it. It's kind of just like part of the rhythm. So anyways, if you're joining us, we'll do in 2 weeks, we'll have another training, and then 2 weeks after that. So we'll go back to our normal first and third. So I was talking with some of the leaders on the team, and I was looking at some numbers, and I just was thinking, I'm like, you know what? We need some more people to join our mission. Like, there's not enough people coaching right now, and I think really coming into this season, we're going to need some help, and there's going to be a lot of people that are ready to get healthy, and there's going to be people like, I was just talking to Melissa. She's talking about like what we're doing, RV full time. Well, there's people that have dreams out there that they don't have a way to, accomplish that. And I think that coaching is one of the best vehicles to be able to do that. Honestly, like it's changed a lot of our lives, and it's going to change a lot more of your lives. So that's why we wanted to run a little incentive. Before I get into that, I digress because I want to do this first. Dan and Meg just announced this little incentive that they're doing, or this meetup training. Not really sure what to call it. They're doing. So Tammy actually made this cool little flyer right here. So I'm going to share this real quick. Now there's like no details for it yet. So, it's pretty vague, but I know they'll be coming, but I think Dan wanted to get that out there so we could all save the date and, get this on our calendar. So February 20th through 22nd, it's going to be in Phoenix. And I'm sure they'll have, a big training place, but it's going to be just for the Valentine organization, which is really cool because summit that we're going to have here in a couple weeks used to be just the Miller organization down. Now they open it up for all of Optavia, which is really great, but it also takes away a little bit of that intimacy that we really enjoyed, like being with our own team. So this is going to kind of replace that, I think. So keep that on the calendar. I have no idea what the qualifications are, but, just keep that in mind. It's going to be, it's going to be great, obviously. So the other thing, where did my Zoom go? Here we go. All right, stop share. Okay, there we are. We're back. So back to what we were talking about is our coaching incentive. And so what I was thinking was like, hey, sometimes people are just kind of stuck on the fence, or sometimes maybe we are thinking about that person that we'd love to coach with, and maybe we're just a little bit scared to reach out, or maybe we just haven't got around to it. We haven't had the perfect timing. Like there's really not perfect timing. It's just, sometimes you just got to go and spit it out, right? Like, there's no strategic way to do it. But I'm going to give you just a few tips. What we wanted to do was just do something to kind of get some people maybe pushed off. Maybe they're nervous about it. This is a great opportunity. So one thing we're going to do, which, let's be honest, money's always a motivator, right? Some of us probably signed up when somebody had, $25 off at the end of the month or something like that. There's probably a few of us out there. When I signed up, if Dan would have gave me some money off, and I would have jumped all over it. So we get it. So what we're doing is we're going to have a $25 incentive from your FIBC, whoever that is in your line. So if you don't know, just ask your coach. They can let you know. Or if you don't know, I can let you know as well. And then what we're going to do is you will match that $25 from your FIBC. So that would be $50 off somebody's coach kit, which is a pretty significant chunk. So Keep that in mind for those people that might be on the edge. So that could be potentially $50, $25 from your FIBC, and $25 from you. And, it's just an investment into your future, your business too. And why not give back a little bit to those people that have been quality clients and who are, excited about program. So the next part is we are going to have a chance to win $100. So whoever is doing this challenge, we're going to have points. So what we're going to do, and I actually got to pull this up real quick so I remember what I had for my points. All right. Okay, so I didn't want to say something different. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to pool all these points together in a pot, and then at the end of it, we're going to have a $100 drawing. And also, Kate had this idea, which I think is really cool, is then also the person that wins will have an opportunity to mentor with whatever coach they want to, on our team. And, sometimes, somebody might not have access to one coach that maybe has inspired them a little bit. So it'll give you a chance to be able to hop on a Zoom and maybe pick their brains, or them help you maybe, think of some different things with your coaching business. But I think it's going to be a great opportunity just for that person to really, just connect differently with somebody else on the team. And we love all of our mentor coaches, but sometimes it's nice to hear just a little different voice. So that's going to give a great opportunity for that. So we have one entry for every client that the coach asked to do an explore. I mean, this is a pretty simple one, right? You already get your name in the pot for just asking to explore. Sorry, you might hear some screaming in the background. That would be Pepper. We're really working on that lately. She made it about 3 hours without screaming today, so that's a big win. So that's going to be one entry just for asking to explore, right? That's super simple. All you have to do is ask, and we'll go over real quick tips on that as well. Okay, 2 entries for a coach explore, someone that actually gets on the explore with you, and this is the key, and your mentor coach. So we're going to do that together. And so for example, Debbie is one of our coaches. So let's say Debbie reaches out to somebody. Debbie was having a conversation with someone this week and offers them a coach explore. And then all 3 of us are going to hop on. And we're just going to kind of help with that. So if somebody maybe isn't used to having a coach explore, we're just going to help with that. Or if someone is, proficient in that, we're just going to be an extra support and say, hey, man, Debbie is an awesome coach. We would love to have you on the team, and just be a little bit of a support. So that's the second part. So that's going to be worth 2 entries. And then this is the big one, which I hope a lot of us get this one. 5 entries for a coach signing up. So potentially, if you did all of these, you could have 8 entries into it just for one person to go through. So 1 for just asking to explore, 2 for actually getting on the explore, and then another 5 if they decide to join us, which is pretty awesome. And then of course, we'll do the $100 drawing, and pick your mentor, pick any mentor. You get to do that too, so that'll be kind of fun. So that is starting right away, right now. We're going to do that through the end of the month, so we have a full week. I'll be able to do that, and sometimes we need a little push, right? So the next question is how do we reach out? What does that look like? We don't want to go running down the street and just tackling a bunch of people and throwing out messages and be like, hey, do you want to hop on a call and throw a bunch of entries in because we did that. We want to actually be authentic with our offer. And so one way to do that is, and really probably, unless you've been talking to somebody that's not a client already, this is probably going to be more towards your clients, right? I mean, this is going to be the people that are really rocking program. You really want to partner with too, and just someone that you have on your heart for this, and say, hey, you know what? I think you would be awesome at this. Would you ever be open to exploring what coaching looks like? And that keyword is explore. Because if you ever heard any trainings, and Doug Wood does a great training on this, but if you're just reaching out and say, hey, you want to coach? What somebody does is all of a sudden every single thing that entails coaching goes through their head is like, oh my gosh, am I going to have to quit my job? Like, I don't have time for this. Where am I going to find people? I don't know anybody. Nobody's paying attention to my journey. Have I lost enough weight? Do I need to be at my goal weight? Like, does it have to be October or December? Like, all these things are going to go through these people's minds. And that's not anything about coaching. Like, that's just their worries, their fears. All you have to do is say, would you be open to exploring what coaching looks like? I think you would be amazing at it. Or tell them why. Tell them further, like, hey, I see you helping out other people in the True Transformation page. You're basically already coaching already. Would you ever be open to exploring what that could look like? Or maybe it's somebody at work, say, hey, I see you supporting people. I think you're so awesome at your job. I bet you would be successful at other things as well. Would you ever like to see what coaching could look like for you? Be open to exploring for that. And then, of course, we just set up the Zoom. And then before we actually do the Zoom, the next little step in that is to send them a quick coaching video. So that way you have some talking points, right? It's just like when you do the night before call, you send that video first. I had somebody start this week, and first thing I asked was like, hey, did you watch that video? And I already asked him before we got on the call, but he didn't. So, hey, did you watch that video? It's like, oh, no, I didn't have a chance. I'm like, all right, well, let's get back on the phone after you watch that video, right? Same thing with a Coach Explorer. Send them a video. If you go on the Optavia YouTube channel, there's a ton of different options that would be very specific to maybe somebody that's a real estate agent or a doctor or maybe a physical therapist or whatever. There's all kinds of them in there. The one that I like to utilize is kind of the short and sweet one. It's from Becca Tinter. She gives great information, but she kind of just hits all the points really simple. It's just her sharing, so it's not like a bunch of different people sharing their story, which is great too, but I just kind of like that more simple way. And then there's some other full trilogy Zooms, but those are more like 45 minutes. And for somebody that's just kind of looking into this, that could be a little overwhelming. So, my opinion would be kind of short and sweet. And so send that before you do the Explore. And then really what an Explore looks like, one, you're going to have your mentor coach to help you. Two, it's just like doing a health assessment, right? Is why would they be interested in coaching? What would they be excited about? What could that look like for them? How could coaching help them? It's just another solution, and see where they're at. And then you just see if it's a good fit. And we have the incentive. We have all the reason for them to get going if they're on the fence. But it's right there. And all we have to do is just ask, right? I heard this analogy in a book I was listening to the other day, and it's like, we make this so hard. It's kind of like the lady at the coffee shop or a waitress at a restaurant, right? Do you think she really gets bent out of shape when somebody says no if she asks them if they want coffee? Do you think like she beats herself up at night and is like, oh my gosh, only 5 people asked for coffee today. Like, I'm such a failure. I'm the worst waitress ever. Like, no, it's just an offer. And you just say, would you like coffee or not? Would you be open to explore coaching or not? And if they aren't, that's okay, because there's plenty of people out there that are. And so the other thing too, like, how are you going to, thank you, Dana. How are you going to kind of recognize those people, right? So the people that you're really going to be thinking about is, first of all, like people that you want to work with. If somebody is super drama, they're probably not going to be the most fun coach to work with. Let's just be honest, right? I mean, I want to help everybody, but sometimes there might be a couple people that maybe I, don't throw it out to as much as somebody else. Just being honest. But, we want to be able to help everybody. But, if it's somebody that maybe you just don't know that you're going to get along with, I don't know. That's up to you, I guess. I guess you just throw it out to everybody. But then again, that's, personalities, and how yours is compared to somebody else's. So I guess I wouldn't write anybody off though. But so then, you want to work with them. Are they rocking program? Are they a good client? Are they connecting with you each week on your client support calls? I mean, are these the people that never get back to you? Like, you text them, you call them, like it's 6 weeks later and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm really busy. Well, if they're making an excuse for one little phone call, they're probably going to make an excuse for coaching as well. So the people that are really rocking their journey, those are the ones that, you know, you're going to want to reach out to, the ones that are excited. The people in true transformation that are super helpful, like pay attention to your clients that are in that page. Like that is like a looking glass into future coaches. They're right there. The people that are already answering questions, excited, posting. I think, Tammy, there's a girl on your team that we just talked about. Like, man, she's posting all the time. She's so excited. I'm like, hey, coach, when's that girl going to become a coach? And that's it. Like, just look for those people that you want to partner with and who are excited about it, because they're the ones that are probably going to eventually join you. So if anybody, Kate, Tammy, Crystal, anybody has anything else they'd like to add? I think that's all about all I got tonight.
I'm just eating a brownie.
Oh, I ate one earlier.
I'm good.
It was delicious.
Good.
I had to figure out my new microwave for the camper, but I got it dialed in now. I have to use a little bit less water than I did before. All right.
I'll jump off.
Okay.
I might be slightly hangry tonight too, so watch out. So in inviting to Coach Explore, just remember to like keep it fun and keep it to the positive things that you love about coaching. Like if you go out posturing that you're very busy as a coach and that you're doing, you're posturing that it's a lot of work and it's not fun, then that's how that particular client's going to feel about it. But and maybe you're posturing that and you don't realize that you're posturing it that way. So just think of like how subconsciously you feel about coaching and how you share with people, which is like the most important in that invite. And then, just like, hey, you never know what it could be. It could be you helping your closest friends and family. It could be you building something bigger, but just recognizing that they can start from anywhere and they don't have to be something that's big if they don't want that, which is always a great thing to share. So that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Sometimes, a lot of us, and maybe not everybody, a lot of us think of that bigger picture, right? Because we've seen around the corner, and some people are just like getting started in there, and they're like, what do you mean I could support 20 people? I don't have all that time. So yeah, just kind of meeting them where they're at is really important too. And sometimes people come on and they're like, I want to quit my job. I want to make $1 million and I want to travel around an RV. I mean, like you have those people too, but it all starts the same, right? Like everybody starts the same. Whether that person wants to have a huge business or that person wants to help 5 people, we all start the same. And so posture that because, it's very simple. Hey, we make a little list. We reach out to some friends that are going to get healthy. We hop on some phone calls. Boom, there you go. And rinse and repeat. Exactly. And also like what Tammy. Go ahead, Tammy.
I had to step back and think like when I became a coach, because I became a coach just a couple of weeks into my journey and I lost like 9 pounds at the time. And I remember telling Kate and Tabitha, I haven't lost enough weight. I don't know enough people. And I'm not ever going to inspire anybody. So, and I kind of laugh at myself.
Wrong.
So if you would have told me like, oh, you could build this really big business, I'd have been like, you're lying. And no, I cannot. And I probably would not have, but they postured it very fun. And Tabitha showed me her drawings of her house. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. That would be fun. And like, that was that. So here I am.
There you go. Way to prove yourself wrong. I like it. And what Tammy was saying too was like, be attractive. Like not like attractive, like not everybody likes a beard, but I feel like try to put out your life as being attractive and something that people want to be around, right? Like if you're putting on Facebook negative stuff all the time, not knocking politics, but if every post is like politics and, like I hate Republicans, I hate Democrats, whatever, like that's going to knock off a lot of people. So be attractive, like show them that you're having fun, you're feeling good, you're high energy, and you're loving life. And that's what people really want. And people are really trying to find. Shelly, I did not see Corey's post about the hat store. You want to share real quick?
He just pretty much said something similar that you said about going to the coffee shop. So he said that he went into a hat store and he bought a hat, and he said, do you want to buy 2 hats because they're buy one, get one 50% off? And he's like, well, why wouldn't I want to buy one for 50% off? He said, so, people that are coming to us and asking us questions about program, not that we want to make this transactional, but, we're not like, but there is a transaction that goes along with what we do. So when people come to us, they're asking us what we're doing to get healthy. They're coming to us because obviously they know that there's going to be some type of transaction involved. So we're not selling them anything that they're not looking for. It's just whether or not they choose if they want to buy it. So like when you walk into a hat store, you're obviously trying to buy a hat. You're wanting to buy a hat. When people are asking us what we're doing, they're, wanting to know about our lifestyle change, wanting to know what, what we're doing to change our lives. So if we get that negative connotation out of our head that we're doing something wrong, or we're, trying to shove something down somebody's throat that they're not looking for, we need to step back and realize that that's the reason why they're coming to us and asking us the questions, because we are the hat store.
I love it. Yep. I do remember that one now. And that's it too. Like they reached out for a reason. So all we're doing is offering. Say, hey, you want to get healthy? Here's an option for it. Hey, you want to create some extra income? Here's an option for it. You want to figure out how you can keep moving forward in your health and stay in this community? Here's an option for it. So, all right. Great, guys.
Real quick, I decided I have to say something, and my internet is super unstable tonight, which is why I didn't say much before. But I see new faces on here that are pretty new to the whole coaching thing. And so as you're getting into, starting with your first clients and just doing your first share calls, your mentorship coach is going to be right there with you to help you identify who are those people that are looking for more right away. So just like Tammy said, she told me flat out before she started, she's like, and don't ask me to coach. I'm like, And so then very shortly thereafter, here she is on the Coach Explore, and we did make it fun because it is fun. And so don't think that you have to do that alone. Keep your mentorship coach right there with you, help you identify in the words to say, because right now you're still stumbling over the words, just to ask about the share itself. So just use this and abuse this. That is what we are for. And most certainly just have a good time, because all we're doing is having a party over here, and everybody sees that we're having a party. But unless we say, hey, do you want to come to the party? They're going to sit there going, wow, it looks fun. And like you never ask.
I want to be invited to that party.
Invite them to the dang party. It's a good time. Okay, I'll be.
Hey, Kate, were you ready to coach when you signed up?
It's funny that you should ask that, sir, that did my Coach Explore with me. No.
No.
For a really long time, the answer was no. I think you probably asked 16 times before I finally said, okay. So this girl asked me what I was doing, and she said that she would only do program if I were to coach her. And well, I want her to get healthy, so I guess I'll do this coaching thing. And then I fell in love, and the rest is history.
And there you go. And that's all it takes. And yeah, like we have this incentive going, which is great. But if they don't say yes this time, don't just write them off. Like they might just not be ready. Keep them on that list. I have been asking one of our clients for probably a year to become a coach. I think we talk about it every single week. And he's like this close. And he's already coaching. He's already amazing. And I can't wait for him to do it. But you know what? He hasn't said no yet. So he's like, yeah, we'll talk about it later. So I'm going to keep on asking. And you guys will see it. When Andre signs up to be a coach, I am going to shout it from the hilltop. So just keep watching the Valentine page. All right, guys. Have a great night. We'll talk to you later.